Hi, I'm Aaron, and over the next few minutes, I'm going to tear down all the walls to reveal some extremely outrageous, illogical, and even downright brutal tactics to trigger so much love in a man that he will find you to be the most tempting and irresistible woman he's ever come across. And as outrageous as it sounds right now, this will all happen when you create lots and lots of drama around him. I know what you're thinking. Drama? But men hate drama, don't they? Well, without a doubt, yes they do. But the kind of drama I'm talking about will trigger off bombs of absolute delight within any man's mind, body, and soul. I'm talking about the kind of drama which will push any man to experience absolute peak levels of love and attraction for you. This is the kind of drama which will cement you so deeply in his mind that he will find himself floating in a never-ending stream of joy at the very thought of you. The type of drama which will make him feel such an intensity of love for you that it will appear to be beyond the boundaries of sanity.
And what if I told you that you can use this same kind of drama to create an intoxicating feeling within any man's mind? The feeling which will force him to feel mad urges to do loving things for you over and over again. Plus, what if I also told you that by using drama and drama alone, a man will almost beg you to take advantage of him and will feel absolutely amazing in the process? Above all, what if I further told you that just by creating drama and drama alone, you will be able to give any man a tense, secret thrill, which will make a mixture of lovely sensations pile up in his belly.
Imagine triggering storms of never-ending passion in a man's mind and rewiring his feelings for you to a level where he feels a constant tsunami of hot and awfully pleasing joy at the very idea of you. So much joy that he will start seeing you in a completely different light. The same man who once found you to be plain, boring, and even unattractive or ugly will now find you to be an exceptionally beautiful, super smart, and irresistibly sexy woman who he only ever thought could exist in his dreams. The same man who used to find his mind congested with intense doubts and fears at the very idea of commitment will now feel such monstrous proportions of desire for you that he will not only want to marry you, but will literally wish to trap you and keep you close to him for as long as possible. He will find himself needing to have a lot more of you than ever before.
I can bet that your eyes will widen with a shocking sense of astonishment when the same man who once treated you like dirt and broke up with you for someone else will suddenly find himself filled with a painful level of guilt and frustration for ever letting you go.
But before I go any further, I must give you an extreme warning, so please listen to this very, very carefully. As you watch this short presentation, you will be experiencing a variety of feelings, some really good and some a little bad. Why is that, you ask? Well, because what I've revealed in this presentation is really weird, strange, and extremely controversial. Honestly, this could really piss off a lot of men, therefore I don't know how long I can keep this online. Strange things were happening in my mind when I watched this presentation for the first time, and at that moment, I feared that it could be a little unsafe to leave it online forever. Therefore, you must watch this video right now at this very moment, because if you leave this page and come back later, this video might not be online anymore. You must be thinking that this sounds a little bizarre. Yes, I shamelessly admit, this does sound a little over the top right now. But if you stay till the very end of the presentation and follow the advice I'll share, you will find yourself enjoying an almost unfair power over men, and will be able to make any man feel practically wired to you. Now you must be thinking, all right, I've heard enough. How can you be so confident that what you're talking about actually works? And if it does, what is it? Not only am I going to give you solid proof that this stuff works ridiculously well, but I'll show you exactly how to do it within this very presentation.
First, I need to officially introduce myself. My name is Aaron Fox, and this might sound a little crazy and even insane, but I'm what one could call a worst-case scenario expert.
Huh? What is that, you ask? Well, a worst-case scenario expert is someone who's called in when things have gone beyond the point of repair. He is someone who's called in to turn things around and change situations against all odds. I've done this regularly in business and daily life situations, and I don't want to toot my own horn, but I've been pretty successful at it. So much so that I decided to use this same skill in relationship situations and have had an extraordinary level of success.
But wait, how does this benefit you? Or why should you even care? Well, this won't just benefit you. This will in fact change your life. In order to prove that to you, I need to tell you my rather dramatic story. It was one really dark Monday morning.
Checking my work emails as usual, when suddenly 4 strange words catch me from the corner of my eye. "You were a mistake," it reads. Assuming that it must be one of those joke emails from a colleague or a funny story, I clicked it, preparing myself for a little bit of amusement. But what I saw next cast a heavy flash of intense shock through my body, so much so that I could feel vomit burning up through my throat. Before I knew it, I was running to the bathroom, spewing a hurricane of coffee and bagels I had eaten a half hour ago. Gross, right? I know. Even embarrassing and disgusting would be an understatement here. You must be wondering, what was in that email that made my stomach revolt so extremely that my insides torpedoed my breakfast out of my body at such a lightning speed? Well, here's what happened. Out of nowhere, my girlfriend of 3 years had sent me the most disturbing and heartless email ever. As shocking as it was to me at that time, she wanted to break up with me. But worse, not only did she hate me, she in fact regretted me. I chewed on my thumb nervously as I mentally began scanning my brain, forcing myself to think of where I could have gone wrong. The emotions exploding inside of me were just too powerful, and as a result, I grabbed my phone and I nervously dialed her number. Beads of sweat formed on my forehead as I told myself, "Please answer the call, please pick up, please, please, please. I just need something, anything to relieve myself from this unbearable pain." But, to my surprise, she answered instantly. I blew a gentle sigh of contentment, but my comfort was short-lived. She spoke to me for 20 minutes and made it very clear to me that her decision was final, and there was no way we could be together anymore. My heart was now threatening to leap out of my body, and a volcano of confusion erupted within. Her words had completely paralyzed me with strain. That's the moment when something inside me screamed, "You're a worst-case scenario expert, damn it! No problem is too big for you. Get up and solve this." Somehow this thought made my depression grow smaller, and I felt a warm sensation of hope welling up in my stomach. I ripped open my collection of psychology books and began sucking up all of the information all over again, like a nerdy school kid. I don't know if it was a matter of fate or pure luck, but I stumbled upon something which completely startled me. It was the perfect solution to my problem. Over the next few days, I tried this same solution on my girlfriend, and to cut the story short, the change in her behavior completely startled me. So much so that I felt like a kid tasting candy for the first time. The same girl who had put me on a fiery boat and pushed me deep into the ocean of loneliness now suddenly found me so exciting that her attraction towards me was beyond the boundaries of sanity. Not only did she want me back, but now she was telling me that I am the best thing to have ever happened to her. A new kind of tension formed within me, and I squeaked inside like a little mouse who had just stumbled upon a mountain of cheese. Only, in my case, I had stumbled upon a very weird, but extremely accurate and easy method to make anyone feel a burning level of desire for you. Over the next few days, I decided to share this method with some of my clients, female clients to be precise, because I wasn't sure yet if it would work in every situation. I mean, I'd tried it on a woman, but I needed to know if this would work on men.
There was one woman who had been begging to be my client for at least a year, but her situation was impossibly hopeless. She had extreme self-esteem issues, and as a result of it, men used to avoid her like a bad smell. I left her with my method, and within the first 3 days, she had a whole list of guys interested in her, and 2 of them were guys who would have never gone for a woman like her before. She had literally turned into a guy magnet. This method gave her almost magical powers over men. Guys were now doing things for her that she had thought were impossible before. I also shared this method with another woman who was brutally dumped by her man, but not just dumped, this man had actually avoided her for the last 3 months. She tried this same method on her ex and was shocked when her ex spoke to her for the first time in 3 months and even agreed to meet her for dinner. I also shared this same method with a close friend of mine whose husband told her that he didn't find her attractive anymore and was struggling to tolerate her. After using this method on him, his attitude changed overnight, and now he was buying her flowers and taking her out dancing. He even told her that he was feeling this new sense of attraction for her that was utterly indescribable. So now you must be wondering, all right, Aaron, I've heard enough. Can you please share this method with me? Well, I would be more than happy to. I call this method the drama method, and it gives you the power to make any man feel love and attraction with an extreme sense of intensity when he is around you. Let me explain how it works now.
Do you know that as humans, we naturally seek experiences which give us adrenaline spikes in our relationships? Or in simple terms, we seek experiences that make us feel awfully good. In scientific terms, we are naturally inclined to seek anything which triggers a surge of adrenaline in our system, something which makes us feel emotionally high. And we do it the most when it comes to dating and relationships. My method gives you the power to make any man feel every emotion with a lot more intensity when he's around you. In other words, a man will feel a more intense level of love for you and will experience every emotion at its peak level. But now the big question is, how do you do it? Well, it's really simple, and there are just 3 very simple things you need to do to achieve this. Thing 1, you need to raise a man's emotional temperature. In other words, you have to tune up the intensity of emotions a man experiences in your presence. The higher the intensity of the emotions, the more his body will force him to claim you. When you do this, you will appear to him as this worthy woman he could spend the rest of his life with, because no other woman would be able to make him experience such intense emotional highs. Thing 2, you have to make him feel a variety of emotions. A man might fall for you if you can make him feel good, but if you want him to feel absolutely addicted and obsessed with extreme love for you, then just making him feel good isn't enough. You have to make him feel a variety of feelings. In fact, you need to make him feel a mixture of emotions. You do this by giving him a special emotional experience that he can't fulfill on his own. Thus, you become something he can't help but feel addicted to. I'll show you a clever way to do this very soon, but before that, let me tell you the 3rd thing. Thing 3, you have to make him feel emotionally safe in your presence. You have to create an atmosphere of emotional security where a man will only experience feelings of relief around you. Once you do this, a man will feel convinced both emotionally and logically that being with you is the absolute best thing he could do. A man will feel so good in your company that he will want to make it absolutely permanent and will feel that committing to you should be the next logical step. Plus, he will do exactly what you want for him to do and will experience a lot of pleasure in the process. Now, you must be wondering, all right, Aaron, I understand that I need to raise his emotional temperature. I need to make him feel a variety of emotions and also need to make him feel emotionally safe. But how do I actually do it? Well, in order to show you how to do it, I'll have to tell you another dramatic story. After helping hundreds of women, I came into a devastating realization. I realized that most women were gambling with their love life. And as sad as it sounds, they're playing emotional poker with their men. I would see women trying all kinds of things on their men in desperate hopes that it would earn them the devotion and love that they were hungry for. It was really painful to see these women try one thing after another and fail over and over again. This reality made my body itch, and this itch got so intense that it became utterly unbearable for me. That was the point when I realized that I absolutely needed to share the drama method with as many women as possible. So, with a single-minded obsession, I started writing. I typed and typed and typed, and then I typed even more. Things got so weird that I could be taking a shower, and if a brilliant idea popped up in my head, I would race out of the shower to jot down these ideas as fast as possible so they wouldn't slip away from my mind. It felt like a nuclear explosion of ideas were going on within me, and what was even more surprising was that the content was so good that I was even shocking myself. Here's a small glimpse. I'll show you how to implant addictive seeds of desire in his mind by using something called logical attraction. It's a revolutionary process which will make a man experience one thing and one thing only around you, which is extreme love. He will attempt to hover around you like a spider about to pounce. He will desire you so intensely that you'll almost taste the delicious sweetness of it. How to use something called cocktail drama to turn any man into a crazy raving lunatic who will feel an over-intensified level of attraction for you, which will compel him to obey your every command. He will find himself lost in attraction overload mode after you try this on him. How to make a guy convince himself that he is madly and deeply in love with you. Introducing the sweet turmoil method. This method will show you how to affectionately tease a guy and make him experience a unique kind of turmoil which will make him feel a pulse-pounding level of yearning for you. The emotional variety trick. I'll show you how to make any man experience absolute peak levels of passion for you by making him experience a little bit of excitement and a little bit of aggravation at the same time. Men will find themselves completely amazed by the thrill you